Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Court Farms Country Park, and this is episode 45 of the Let's Play series. I hope you're all doing very well and having a good day. So, here we are, onwards from Saturday's live stream, where we did a little bit of work down here in our new little corner of the map. So, we have a lovely field of grass growing here. We're now in September, forgive me, we're in the month after the August, obviously, in the live stream. We have the field of grass is now growing away nicely here. At the end of the live stream, directly afterwards, I limed and I fertilized this field and rolled it as well. So it's now as it should be, numbers-wise, and levels and nitrogen and all that. The sheep are doing very well. Our new addition to the farm here. These guys are healthy as they need to be. They're producing wool already. Obviously now we're in the next month, so they've had a chance to produce a bit of wool. I've just laid one of the grass bales down here that will just keep them topped up with food for now. So they're doing okay, and we have the wool that I popped into the spinnery here in the episode before last. I've set that to distribute, so that is now automatically coming from here and running next door into our new tailor shop. Now, we haven't actually got anything pallet-wise in the production area here yet, because it's still working away, but I think we've got there's about 500 litres of clothes in the menus there. So that's all good. So it's coming along quite nicely, to be honest. I'm quite happy with the way this went. It looks alright, I think. I've done a little bit of decoration again, added a few more flowers to add a bit of colour into the area. Done a bit of landscaping, just smoothed it off after the addition of this shed and the sheep barn here. It was a bit lumpy and bumpy around the back here, so I've just smoothed all that off and made it a little bit more presentable. But yeah, everything seems to be ticking over nicely over here, so that's all good. So we're going to jump in the little stormtrooper here and get back over to home farm. But yeah, quite happy with all this down here now. Well, actually, one thing I was just thinking of and planning forward and all that, with the food level of the sheep, it's about 11,500 litres, I think, 11,000 litres, something like that. So these guys obviously aren't going to go through a huge amount of food as quickly as maybe I'd initially thought. We've got a stack of bales here. Those of you who watched the live stream know what happened with all that. It turned into a bit of a mare at the beginning of the stream, so I've just, yeah. But we're where we need to be. I haven't benefited, I haven't cheated anything, I haven't benefited from any extra grass or anything like that. This is essentially the same amount of grass that we had in that big pile over there. So that's all good. But one thing I think I'm going to do initially, this is the way my plan is going at the minute. Once this growth of grass is ready to cut, we will mow it. Obviously we'll cut it, we'll bale it up, and we will stack those bales in the shed here, so that the sheep here have got a good backlog of food to keep them going for a decent amount of time. And then come the second growth, what I probably will end up doing, because I assume I'm still going to have a decent amount of grass here stocked up to feed these guys, is potentially bale it up into silage bales, let them ferment and then sell them and get a bit of money, and then we'll see where everything takes us from there. Because again, like I say, if we've got a huge backlog of grass here, I don't need to keep on adding grass in and in and into it just for the sake of doing it. I may as well profit from some of it, hadn't I, and get some money back, because obviously as a result of the live stream, as some of you may know, we are now fabulously in debt. We're in debt to the tune of just north of £300,000. That's inclusive of the last loan that I got a few episodes ago in the live stream, where I took out a loan of £250,000 for all this, for the sheep barn, for the new shed here, just to pop a few things in, for the tailor shop. But yeah, I feel it was definitely a good investment. I really do. We'll be able to get that loan paid off, no doubt, with the agreed repayments, and obviously if we come into a bit of money along the way, we will make some random payments of it as well, and chip away at it. So anyway, right. As I say, we're in September, it's first thing in the morning, so let's get this little thing back over to home farm, and I think initially we can get some winter crops into the ground. We can get some wheat, barley, oats, linseed and rye. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a start on our fields. Most of the arable land over at home farm there, most of our fields are inundated with weeds. So I think we're going to run the seeder. We're going to scrub away those weeds for now and get some crops into the ground and just go from there. So see you over there in a few moments. Right, back at the farm here. There we go. There's the TW there. I just left that there filling up the cows for this morning. They're all topped up with straw and total mix ration, as they should be. So they're doing just fine. The rest of the animals are okay. I think the sheep, the chickens, sorry, could do with a bit of a top-up of grain, but we'll sort that out shortly. Oh, that's a point, actually. Hadn't thought about those. Where are we with these bad boys? 92%, so not quite there yet, but not far off, so that's excellent. So essentially by tomorrow, or maybe sometime during the day today, perhaps they might be ready to go. So that's going to be a bit of cash in the bank, as it were. Good stuff. I've forgotten about those. Right, where are we? So, just been having a bit of a think about our arable land and our crops and what we're going to do with them. So, as I always like to do, for a little bit of crop rotation. Based on what we had previously had in the field and had harvested out of the fields, we're now going to do a bit of, crop rotation. So, popping into the PDA, here we are. As you can see, they're all a bit of a mess with weeds and whatnot. So, what did we have before? So, yeah, this is obviously, these are the crops that were in the ground before. I think the orange is oats here, but we're essentially in 110 here, we're going to put wheat. In 91, we're going to put barley. In 92, we're going to put oats. In field 90, we're going to put linseed. Field 109, we're going to plant rye. And then in 57, 58, and 59, these three here, we're going to do corn, sunflower, and soybeans in a few months' time into next year. So that gives all the fields that we have here. That gives everything a bit of a change and something different for a bit of crop rotation. So that's awesome. So we're going to make a start today because we are in the period of time where we can plant wheat, barley, oat, linseed and rye. We're going to make a start in field 110, the field over behind Valley View over there. We're going to get some wheat into the ground there and see where that takes us, and potentially we'll have a little bit of a go at maybe one of the other ones, 91 or 92, that are next door to that field. So yeah, that's the plan for now. So let's tidy this thing away. Stick the mixer back in the shed, and we're going to jump in the big fent, of course. Hook up to the seeder. Get working. And as I might have mentioned in the live stream the other day, I have finally updated the map. So this is the latest iteration of Court Farms. It was a couple of weeks released ago. So it was one of those things that I'd been meaning to get done, but hadn't. But yeah, all sorted now. There wasn't much changes to the map that was going to affect me. I know that the one main change to the map that would have required a new save was the making the land around the fields purchasable, but obviously I'm not too fussed about that at all. But one of the changes was an alteration, an improvement to it said the feed area, was it the food area? The feeding area of the cows at home farm. I'm not too sure which part of that it relates to be honest. But either way, everything's exactly as it should be. Nothing's really changed. I've had no problems. So it's all good. Right, anyway. Let's get cracking. Let's get some seed into the ground. I might need to purchase a bag or two, perhaps. So I think we've got whatever seed we've got is what's in the hopper of the Gillespie at the minute. We've got no extra seed, so I may need to purchase 1 or 2 bags just to keep us going. So let's get this thing hooked up. So I'll faff about here for a minute or two. I'll get this thing hooked up, maybe buy a bag or 2 of seed, and I shall pick you back up on my approach to the first field. Rightio, here we are, field 110. As you can see, yeah, there's a decent amount of weeds in here, but I'm pretty sure that the drill here will scrub them under for now, and we'll probably have to deal with something once the crop's in the ground. But until then, let's crack on. So, as always, I'm going to pop this into a cinematic. I'm not too sure exactly how I'm going to structure this yet. I don't know whether I might just do, instead of just doing what I've done in the past, which is pop the drilling of like 3 or 4 fields into one cinematic. I might just take my time with these ones. Maybe pop this whole drilling job of this field into a cinematic. What I might do potentially is is just work on one field at a time. So essentially, get this drilled, and then run the slurry tanker in here and spread a bit of slurry. You know, run the weeder if need be, and get the roller and stuff. I might just do one field at a time for the sake of it. I'm not too sure. But either way, as I say, we'll pop this into a cinematic. Let's unfold. There we go. So yeah, I shall see you all in a wee while's time when we're a bit further on. Right, awesome stuff. There we go. One field drilled. Now we've still got to run the roller in here, and the message in the bottom right hand corner is telling us we need to run the weeder again, as it always seems to do. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now that we've got this bit drilled, I'm going to very quickly spend the next hopefully about 40 minutes, hopefully not much more, just running the weeder and the roller, getting those two jobs done, and then we are going to hook this beastie back up to the slurry tanker and increase the nitrogen a little bit before we need to spread a little bit of solid fert after that, because as you can see the pH values are perfect, but the nitrogen values are awful, so we need to top up a bit of that. And we're going to start by using a bit of our naturally created fertilizer, our slurry, and then top it up with a bit of solid stuff after that. So I'll get this lot back to the farm. We're going to hook up, I think I'll jump in the little stormtrooper actually and get that thing working with the weeder and the roller, and I'll pick you back up when that job's done and we're somewhere near hooking up to the slurry tanker. So catch you all very soon. Right, there we go. That's field 110 completely boxed off. So I've decided to do it that way and get everything done off camera, as it were, because I've had a little bit of an idea, another one of my silly ideas, I suppose. I hope it works. But essentially, we've got a huge amount of manure that's building up and building up. I've used a load of the slurry in this field. What we've done, we've rolled, we've weeded, we ran the slurry tank and got rid of a few thousand litres of slurry off out of the slurry pit. And I've just topped up the nitrogen with the solid fertiliser there. So this field is now completely and utterly boxed off and done. Expected yield 100%. I'd have expected to see a bit. It's usually about... Oh, there we go, 125. Yeah, it's all down to the soil, isn't it? Sandy loam and loam. Yeah, okay. So that's all good. Yeah, so what I've done, as you might be able to see from the top of the screen there, I've taken on a couple of contracts. Now, they're fertilising contracts in Field 5 and Field 124, both at as far away as they can possibly be from each other on the map. But I'm going to have a go at using some of our manure for these ones. It's not cost us anything, so essentially, assuming it does work, and running the manure spreader in the field for the contract will complete the contract and top up with the required level of nitrogen. I do hope. I can't actually say that I've done a fertilising contract with manure before, so again, another bit of a first for me. So yeah, that's the idea. That's what I'm going to have a go at. So I'm just going to dump this spreader here for now. Let's just leave it there for now. Disconnect it. There we go. So I am going to have to stick with the Fendt. I was considering running the Renault with the manure spreader, but it does have, it's just over 17 tonnes, the manure spreader, so when I hooked it up to the Renault, it had a bit of rear squat to it, so it was, yeah, we definitely got to stick with this one. But I do hope it's going to work. So we're going to start with Field 5, which is down at Stonebridge Farm. I'm going to have a go at that. This is what I'm going to pop into a cinematic now, and also one of the reasons why I thought of changing my approach to it, because I was initially going to pop the slurry spreading of Field 110 there into a cinematic, but having just done a cinematic in this track in that field, I figured that would be a bit too samey. So yeah, so I hope this approach is going to work. As I say, with the level of nitrogen, obviously knowing that manure doesn't fully top up the nitrogen level of the field, I don't know how this is going to go. I hope it's might go to plan, but we shall see, won't we? Let's get ourselves down there. So we're going to start at Field 5 here, which is in at Stonebridge Farm, like I say. Field 124 is all the way over there somewhere. So what I think I might do, I'm going to pop the toing and froing and fertilising of Field 5 into a cinematic, 'cause it's a reasonable sized field. And then I'll pick you back up after that, after Field 124 has been finished as well. So we'll get a few quid from this, hopefully, assuming all goes to plan. Add into the bank account, and hopefully also by then the fermenting silage bales that are over under the canopy at the workshop there. Whoa, 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 doggy! Don't want to run over a dog. Please tell me the AI will stop for him. Oh, lucky thing. Yeah, we're all beeping at the dog now. And now he stops. Goodness. Really? Brilliant. I know it's not real, but I just can't bring myself to drive over a dog. Right, we'll wait for this hound to move out the way and I'll pick you all back up in a wee while. Oh, there we go. Good lad. Right, yep. We'll get this running and I'll pick you back up in a while, hopefully with a few more grand in the bank. So we'll see you there. See you shortly. know what? That makes perfect sense doing that. It really does. So, those two contracts, we have earned £7,256. Now, ordinarily, if you were doing fertilising contracts and you were using solid or liquid fertiliser that was store-bought, you'd have obviously put money towards that, so that cost has got to be weighed against the what you've earned from the contract. But as a byproduct of cows' manure, that's cost us nothing to do that, apart from the cost of the diesel, the petrol, the diesel, to trundle us back and forward filling up. So weighing that cost up against what we've earned from the contracts is still pretty decent. So we've earned, as I say, we've earned £7,256, although we haven't actually yet. We need to turn them in, but there we go. Boom, boom. There we go. There's the menus. Yeah, £49,417. That is excellent, really. I think I'm going to have to make a point of doing more of these, because that's easy money. That makes sense. Right, so let's get ourselves back to the farm anyway. Get sorted back there, disconnect this slurry tanker, and what I think I'm going to do now very quickly, I'll say very quickly, it'll take as long as it takes, but I think I'm going to do my usual scour around and stick a few pallets on the back of the trailer, because I think we've got 3 and a bit pallets of wool over at Home Farm, so I'd like to get those brought over to the spinnery over here and get them turned into fabric. There might be, I think there's a little bit of a pallet of wool over at the other sheep pen as well, near the spinnery. So we'll get whatever we've got put into the spinnery, and I think, as I say, I think we might have 5 pallets of lettuces. I think we've got a few eggs. We've got 3 pallets of bread. So yeah, I could do with just getting rid of them, getting as much money as we can into the bank account before the end of the episode. So we'll go do that. I'll pick you back up again very shortly. Right, that's us all loaded up with every pallet that we have, or had. Now, if I'm right in saying, the wool should just vanish off here. There we go. Yes, we know none of that's accepted here. Alright, so that's good. Let's have a quick peep into the production menu for this place. Does that appear as I get to about... Where is it? Around this back end? I'm not too sure. Usually a little menu somewhere, isn't there? Managed production point. Right, there we go. 5,961 litres of wool in there. So, got to keep that topped up, haven't we? Get as much money back from that investment as soon as possible. So, I think this one we shall pop over the road here to the sell point, see what we can get for this lot. That lettuce pallet's got a bit dislodged there, hasn't it? But never mind. We do have everything that we've been able to produce on the farm there. We've got all of our honey, all of our lettuce pallets, a very small amount of eggs, and 2 pallets of bread. Forgive me, I thought we had 3, but no, we had 2. So, let's nip round here and see what we get for this lot. Hopefully we'll get it all in one go. There we go. That should do. What are we getting for that lot? Come on, there we go. 7,730 plus a 764 environmental score, so 8,400 and something. That'll do. That will do for me. So, not bad at all. Just under 58 grand. You know what, I think it might actually be remotely sensible just to start chipping away at our debt, don't you think? So let's just pull over here. I'll jump out. Let's jump into the menu. Go into our loan system machine thing here. I think we may as well start paying off the smaller one, aren't we, first? So let's make a special redemption there. Wrong button, there we go. So I don't know, let's pay 15 grand off that. Make special repayment, there we go. Yes, I think that's the right thing to do, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? Right, so Do you know what? I think this is about right for this episode, isn't it? Oh, there's one of those, several of those flying deer again. Yeah, I think now's a good point to call this episode, call it the end. I think we've been a bit productive so far this morning. As you know, we've got our little woolly empire here is now ticking over nicely. The sheep are all fed over there. The cows are all fed over at home farm, as are the sheep and the chickens. We've got another field drilled, haven't we? That's the first point of today, wasn't it? We've got that field of wheat drilled and all essentially completely boxed off, all fertilized and whatnot. We've earned a few quid for a couple of contracts, so that's excellent. And I think next episode we're going to crack on with the drilling and get, I suppose, just get in each individual field boxed off as we go until they're all sorted and completely drilled. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun and a bit interesting. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you can, and giving the video a like as well if you can, if you have liked it, of course. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my promo code, as I have quite recently become a Giants partner. So if any of you are in the market for a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, and you fancy helping a content creator out at the same time, I would be massively appreciative. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks for your time watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next episode.